The fact is that when the St. John Law Courts did open, we did experience closures. Court services are no longer available on the Fundy Islands. They're no longer available through Charlotte County. In fact, infrastructure in Charlotte County has been repurposed as a provincial registry. And while it wasn't impacted by the St. John Law Courts, we saw the closure of judicial services in the community of Grand Falls. And at the time, that was deemed as a cost-saving measure, and yet the same facility in the same location has been reopened to accommodate enforcement officers from all around New Brunswick who are basically operating call service capability out of the Grand Falls location. So the track record is far different than what was stated about not intending to close court services, and I will admit he did say at this time. But with an investment of $76 million, can the minister unequivocally state that that number has been reached and it does not involve any types of reduced services at the locations that I mentioned, Burton and Woodstock Judicial District?
Mr. Speaker, and I'm going to repeat this in English. I'm going to try to do my best. At this point in time, we're only in the planning, doing what we need to do with the spaces and all those things. But are you suggesting that we should close Burton or Woodstock? It's not my intention at this point in time. Like I said, it's an early process. We're only at the beginning of it, and just something that's coming along the way. I don't know how many years from now it will be done, but it's not for next year.
To be 100% accurate, I am not proposing the closure of Burton or Woodstock. I think both facilities could be enhanced. And I say that to echo the statements of Canada's Chief Justice, who called access to justice in rural Canada, specifically in rural Atlantic Canada, he called it abysmal. And I bring up court services in Burton and in Woodstock because, you know, we have seen deterioration in access to justice, specifically as it relates to rural New Brunswick. I know in the minister's own area, we've seen reduction in services in recent years, closure of Rishabukto, diminished services in other judicial districts. And the fact that we have seen services in outlying areas in rural parts of New Brunswick deteriorate with the expansion of court services in the Greater Moncton area. We've seen court services deteriorate with the opening of the St. John Law Courts. It would be logical to assume that similar changes may be pending with a $76 million enhancement in the capital region. And I will state, too, that it goes beyond that. We no longer have court services in Victoria County, as the member opposite from Carleton, Victoria can attest. And when Grand Falls was closed, those services were divided basically linguistically, although both courts operate in both official languages, but they are now shared between Edmundston and the Woodstock Judicial District. Both of those facilities are busy. They have a larger number of trials than some of the urban centers. And no, Mr. Minister, I am not advocating for the closure or the diminished services at either location. I feel they should be enhanced with, I think we don't have enough judges. I don't think we have enough prosecutors. We can use more clerks of the court.